Welcome back to another episode. This is the new year, new season, new sessions. This is Adult Play Therapy Uncensored. Of course, I'm your host, the original John 20.
Candy K. Lynn.
Jerry P.
And your boy Shout on Shout.
All right, now, this episode we got special guests, okay? Of course, we know Candy K. Lynn, but we got the Shout Time. He's in the house, and they are coming from...
Pull Up the Podcast every Monday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time on DFWIRadio.com.
Pull up!
Right on, right on. So, today we are coming to you speaking on mental health issues. Of course, you know this is adult play therapy, so we speak what's on our mind. All right, so you're going to hear some rawness. Don't get sensitive. Just kind of buckle in and understand this is how people think. You know, we're going to give you some medical, but we're going to also give you some opinions. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to be real. So, you know, who wants to tackle this? Mental health issues.
I'll go first.
Okay.
They're real.
I'm dealing with mental health issues every day, not for me, but, you know. So, I don't think people realize that if you're going through something, no one can see it if you don't tell us, right? If you don't tell me that you're going through something, you can't see. No, I can't see that you're drowning if you don't tell me, right? You can't. People want you to know they have mental health issues without them speaking on it, right? They just want you to, through osmosis, know that they have problems. No, you have to speak on it. So my only thing to people with mental health issues, don't be afraid to speak on your mental health issues. Don't be afraid to go get counseling. Us people here, none of you guys have counseling degrees. None of you guys have an MD. We can't help you, right? We cannot give you what you need. You have to go see a counselor. They can sit you down in the chair and talk to you and work you. I can't work anyone through their problems because that's not what I went to college for. I didn't even graduate. I could barely help you with the camera. All right, we're just being honest. So how am I going to help you work through your problems?
Yeah.
That is something, and no one with mental health is going to work through their problems if they aren't honest about their situation.
So I can't help you because I do have some background. Turn your insurance card over on the back and call the number. If you have health, and I say that's become my tagline.
You need help.
Health insurance. If you have health insurance, utilize the sessions. A lot of times people don't understand that counseling is free. You know, with your insurance, you have like 5 free sessions. And then if like you have a death in your family, you can contact the number because they will also give you free sessions. So there's so many sessions that you have for free and then you pay for them. So if you have insurance, your copay $25, $30. I've gone to counseling. It's just to help you process stuff. Like, it's a breakdown. It's well, what triggered you? What upset you? You need to know what your triggers are. You need to know what it is that sends you into depression. You need to know how to get out of it. So they're just coping skills. And culturally, we got to get rid of the stigma that you're crazy.
Right.
You know, there are some people that are crazy. They go to psychiatrists. There's a different, you know what I'm saying, there's levels to this. But if you have counseling, anxiety, and I feel like most of us have some form of mental health. We don't even know it, right? We have anxiety, we get overwhelmed, but we have to figure out, how do I process this?
I'm glad you said that too, because I do feel like that's something that we all need to take the time to look at. You know what I'm saying? We all got issues. You know what I'm saying? And I think mental health is something that we all deal with because we're living life.
But quietly.
But quietly, exactly. Because
it's
everybody
ours.
is so different from others. There's just some people that just snap. Some people don't know how to buckle down and work through their situations. Let me explain something to you. If I got a bill that's due, the first thing I'm going to do is get nervous if I don't have the money for the bill.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how I think it all starts. We fail to realize that's a mental health issue. If you don't say, okay, well, let me think of how I can pay it, but we immediately get stressed out about it. I think a lot of us have those issues. The problem is, it's hard for you to look at yourself and figure out, damn, I might be going through some shit.
The man in the mirror.
That's true.
Exactly.
The man in the mirror theory.
And I think we shouldn't always depend on other people to point at you and say, yo, you know something, you got a problem. And then when somebody does do that and tell you got a problem, you got issues, you get mad and you reject them. And
That's
as
true.
well as rejecting them, you turn around and reject the fact that you have a problem and you can get your problem solved.
But with everything, it's admitting it, right? You have to own, that's what mental health, that's what addiction.
Accountability.
You have to say,
That's a big word.
my name is so-and-so and I have mental health issues. I'm bipolar, I'm schizophrenic, I have anxiety. Whatever it is, you have to own it. Right? And you don't have to say, like, I don't believe that you got to shout it out. I don't feel like you got to go in front of the church and tell everybody.
Right.
But you have to say to yourself, I am dealing, like, I have ADHD. Like, I am dealing with ADHD. Right? And I feel like once you process it, then it's easier. And then you go and I'm a studier. So you go and you learn. So that's how we help each other out. There's tricks to de-stress, right? And we're not always looking at it as, oh, this is mental health. No, I'm tripping. What can I do to pull myself back in?
Yeah.
You know?
And there's a couple components involved in what you guys are saying because, you know, for one, the whole suffering in silence thing is all too normal for us in our culture. And also, you can't necessarily fix what you don't understand. So if you're not trying to understand, if you're just kind of dealing with it, you're never gonna get to the bottom of it. Yeah. And you know, a lot of times in today's time, it's been very trendy to say I have a mental illness, I'm suffering from this and that. Go get yourself checked out to get some professional help because it might just be fucking social media,
Right?
You know, because a lot of people's thought processes aren't their own nowadays.
Right.
It's dictated by society.
Things
It's
they
dictated
see,
by
things they hear,
exactly,
things
exactly.
That they
So,
project upon us.
so
Right.
that in itself, if you think about it, is a mental illness to let someone else dictate your thought process.
It is.
Yeah.
But what did you say? That was another tip, right? So we actually are giving you gems. Take a social media break.
There you go.
And I believe, right? I believe that family is the biggest stressor that nobody wants to address.
Oh, we talking about
yeah.
Family, literally, right? Because in our culture, we don't tell the truth. We don't say who had a mental. We say, oh, so and so was crazy. Oh, that's mental health, people.
Yeah.
Ain't so and so. Or you see somebody do this or whatever it is. We never really understand where we come from because there's so many secrets. Then we get around each other and there's these expectations like, whoever said that, mama, you are not gonna stress me out.
Right.
You gotta know what you need to step. Like sometimes the other day, my brother and I had to look at each other like we have to step back. Like you're not getting it.
Yeah.
So let me take a step back from you because your behavior sometimes sends me to here. And so sometimes we need to understand. We need to take a break from relationships. We need to take a break from friendships. We need to take a break from family. It is okay.
A break don't mean we're done. A break don't mean it's the end of our ends. A break means we need time to make sure everything is right. Like I say, I deal with it on a daily, not for myself. Not to say I don't have mental health issues, not to say I don't struggle with mental health, but I deal with someone who goes through it on a daily, right? And there's slips and 1 minute they're yelling, they're upset, 2 minutes later they're laughing, they're playing, and they're trying to figure out why you sitting there. I'm like, it's not normal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you can't really, again, no one is going to say I have mental illness unless they're real with themselves. Only someone who's real with themselves is gonna say that. Same as somebody who's fat. They're not gonna change their life till they say that, hey, I'm fat, I need to change my life.
Well, until the doctor tells you that, and you
Yeah,
say
you
they got high blood pressure, they got diabetes.
Now see, now why you gotta wait for the doctor? You knew
Right.
you had all of that before you went
But
there.
some people don't react until they get that
And so they
confirmed by someone that they deem
You
as
eat Taco Bell every day. There's no way you thought you was ill.
Yeah.
But
And
I
I
mean,
think-
but understand what? No. I'm just saying. You're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
That's why I say you don't start checking it out until people start pointing at you.
Mhm.
And once people start pointing at you and say you're in this problem, you got this going on,
Yeah.
and then you start getting upset. Then after a while, you go ask other people
Mhm.
instead of taking the word of the people here, and then people be like, so you alright, ain't nothing wrong with you. And then when you get into big trouble, then they'll say, something, you got an issue. And you're like,
Right.
well, people have
Exactly.
told you. It's like a lot of times we take the time to look past what people are actually trying to say to us.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
But we take it personal.
Yeah, because we
Yeah.
take it personal.
But instead of taking it personal, right? One of the things that I say now with family is I don't want to lose cousinship, so I'm out of my business, right? I'm breaking them out of my business with
Yeah.
cousins, siblings. But the people who really care about you genuinely, they're not gonna like you.
I agree.
well, they're not.
That
but
genuinely, like the one, and you should know
that's true.
what you have around you at some point.
But it's important that people make it okay to be checked. You can't be uncheckable when it comes to
Facts.
somebody can say something to you and then you get mad.
All the time.
Yeah, so
It's you.
sometimes it's a lot to do with what I do often is self-inventory. So I look in the mirror, I say, okay, even if it's a situation like when something go down, step back, reassess the situation, refocus, then re-engage. And that's how ultimately you kind of get the whole scheme of things. You understand what's going on over here, what's going on over here, all spectrums of it, and then you're clear.
And there's so many people who can't do what you see.
Yeah, can't do
Yeah.
it.
Most people who have mental illness, they can't take themselves out the situation and look at it. Like,
Yeah.
again, it's kind of like for me,
But everything is foggy for them, right?
Yeah.
So when you're not of clear mind, And as you said, when those are people who have the highs and the lows, especially when you're dealing with someone that has the high days and then they're laughing, because I'm like you. If somebody is like playing with me and then you was just screaming a minute ago,
Right.
I'm real confused.
No, me too.
I need to
Those
figure out.
extremes.
Yeah, I need to figure out how to deal with you in the middle.
Yeah.
Because as Jerry said, I try to reflect, right? Like when you see stuff getting out of line and I see your energy going there, as we get older and we look at ourselves, you have to say, what can I do to keep this from escalating?
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't even know how this got started, but I'm not going here with you
Yeah, and
so
it's
that we have a
problematic.
crash.
It's
Right.
problematic,
So
yeah.
I'm big on, as I tell people all the time, a lot of times when people are having issues, sometimes right, we need to not argue with them. It's their problem.
Right.
Like, don't argue with people. Don't get involved in spats with people that are fighting their own demons today. It's not about you.
Yeah.
And that's how we help each other, like realize, okay, you had a bad day. Let me step back.
Mhm.
Let me try it again tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, the next day. Let that person reflect on the fact of, I'm not engaging with you. People who have mental health also like conflict.
Oh,
They
yeah.
do.
They
do.
also like
They do.
conflict. It like gets them going because they need somebody else to be in that headspace with them.
Yeah.
And when you know, when you acknowledge, when I'm not there, they'll tell you, I'm quick to tell people, turn your insurance card over. Call the number on the
Yeah,
back.
let's start doing
Because
that.
when I acknowledge that there's an
Yeah,
issue,
that's deep.
or like you're just unpacking, you're unpacking.
Yeah,
right.
Haven't seen you in 6 months. Like, whoa, you got some real issues.
Yeah.
Right on.
As Mr. Shaw say, I'm not the one to help you sort them out. That ain't what I came here for today.
And that's
It
the
ain't
people that
personal,
get
Yeah,
but that
yeah.
ain't what I came here for today.
I say, I do the Dr. Strange. Sometimes I take my astral form out to see the whole situation.
Yeah.
So I gotta bring myself out like, okay, what? My first question is always, what did you do? Whenever it was an argument, my first thing was, what did you do? Right? Because with my kids, my first thing is, what did you do? You got in trouble in school? What did you do? So my thing myself is, what did you do? And I said, oh, you did say that. You said that. You were wrong.
Yeah.
Apologize. For me, an apology is the easiest thing in the world. Because if I was wrong, I was wrong. Now, what I'm not gonna do is be forced wrong on me, knowing I wasn't wrong. Right? So if I just pulled myself out the situation and I didn't address it, and I seen that I wasn't wrong, I'm not going to go back. I'm just gonna be mean at that
But
point.
that's manipulation, right? That's also a form of this mental health, right? Because when I need to put the blame on you,
Yeah.
because I refuse to self-reflect, like
Yeah.
Jared
And
said,
that's what a lot of
I
people
gotta toss you
Yeah.
the blame,
Yeah.
and you
I can
refuse
tell
to
you,
engage.
no, I don't want it.
You
You
refuse
play
to
the
engage.
victim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I refuse to engage in argument with you.
Yes.
So now you gotta play hot potato, and I'm not catching it.
No.
You know what I'm saying? I'm tossing it back to you because like you said, if I did it, I'm sorry. Like, to me, that's the simplest thing. I'm not about to fight with you about something I know I did was wrong.
And-
I'm wrong. It's
if
over
somebody
with.
say they
I
sorry,
Yeah, I
apologize.
feel the same way.
If somebody say they sorry and it's contrition they mean it, I'm good, bro. I don't really gotta.
We're not talking
And I
about
think
that.
that's why I be with a lot of times with people who come at me, who approach me, they got mental health issues, because it's like, I want to hear your apology all the time.
Yeah.
It's like, because at the end of the day, it's like, I've told you got an issue, start resolving it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, start looking at it. Start quit being so, so self-righteous and quit trying to always play the victim. And you get that out of people. I'm like, dudes, I'm like, dudes, like, bro,
Very familiar
you
with
are
that.
a jack-up.
Oh,
You
you
know
better-
what I'm saying?
you better
And
man
you're
than
always
me.
popping off on people, and it's like, how can you be this messed up in your life, popping off at people when people try to check you and then try to help you, you reject them.
I can't deal with a man. First of all, let's just be honest. I got my close partners, my cousin. Outside of that, if it's a dude who show me, oh, you good, bro. You ain't got nothing to talk about. For what? Right, I'm only allowed with certain things in my life at this point. The one thing I say from, again, if you have mental health issues, let me know that off top. You give me that's the same as a dude trying to date a woman, but he got a girlfriend. Let her know that. Give me that opportunity to make that decision. So if you have mental, like for example, if a girl tell me, yeah, I be having mental slips, I'm gonna say, very nice to meet you. You have a great day. I'm not rocking with you.
Hold on. That's also mean too, as a people.
Well,
But that's real.
But we want to talk about this in black people, right?
It is.
Black people, we are so quick to kind of turn our backs on folks
Right.
instead of directly.
But how much
Because
can you
it-
handle?
No,
But
because
look,
you-
we grow with PTSD.
That's true.
I mean,
But
come on.
and even calling someone like crazy,
Yeah.
it's kind of dismissive.
It's very.
You know what I'm saying? Because, I'm always leery of someone constantly dumping, inventing, and all that kind of stuff. Because then that makes me wonder, what's your prayer life like?
Mm-hmm.
I
I'm
agree.
not God,
But
bro.
everybody
Like,
knows.
you know what I'm saying? But
You always got a problem.
And you
and
say
you're
it's
always
me,
dumping, you know?
right? And what Jerry said, right? So I'm about if you understand love languages, you understand withdrawals and deposits.
Oh, yeah.
So anybody who understands finances understand that when you get a withdrawal, you're taking.
Yeah.
When you get a deposit, you're putting in. And as Jerry said, if you're dumping all the time,
Yeah.
you are withdrawing.
Right.
So when Mr. Shaw said that when I meet you, and if you say, my name is so-and-so, my name is Candy Kaylin, I'm mental health, he's going to say, nice to meet you. That means that he's smart enough to understand I can't handle it.
Right.
And we need to be
That's
okay
actually
with
He knows his
saying,
limitations.
yeah, we need
I
to be
respect
okay
that.
with saying my plate is already full.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
see, the bad thing
it's
is,
full.
everyone wants to say I'm a Gemini. Okay, well, as a Gemini, you know we take on projects. I have pretty much been labeled as a social worker because for some strange reason I date a lot of females with issues. So it's like when it comes to mental health situations,
Yeah.
I think I've taken on so much from so many people that it's almost to the point where when I see another one, it's like, well, I've been there before.
Mhm.
What's going on? Let's see if I can solve
Yeah,
your
but what's
problem.
left for you?
Well,
And that's true.
What at the end of the day, when you have all of this on your
Let's say
plate,
the
right?
positives.
And when I'm looking at it, right, is I have family. You know what I'm saying? I have, as Jerry said, my own prayer life.
Right.
I have myself and my family in my house. I have my immediate family because there's always a reason in our family to fill in the gap, right?
Mhm.
We're always filling in the gap somewhere. I have projects. I don't have capacity for friends right now
Right.
that need to do the dump with me all the time.
Gotcha.
I just don't have the mental capacity to create,
I'm not even gonna.
to lead, to pray, to be where family is and listen to your problems.
It's not
And
even-
it's not personal.
I've been there.
It's
with
I
not
just
that
don't
I don't
have
have
it
the
right
mental.
now.
It's
I
not
mean,
that I don't
that
have the
would
mental
be
capacity. It's just the simple fact of I like peace. I'm not with drama, and if I deal with a girl, it need to be you did this wrong. How we gonna fix it? Yes, ma'am. I did A, B, C, and D. Let's fix it. Flip it back. Same thing for you. I don't have time for the mental slips and the BS.
But how many gigabytes do you have on your phone?
256.
When it hits 256, is at what?
Full.
Capacity.
It's
Yeah.
capacity.
And that's what we need to look at as people. Our mind.
I could
are
have
like the
had
storage
32
capacity.
gigs on there. If you got mental health issues, I'm at capacity. Because I'm just not dealing with it. I'm not dealing with you. My biggest issue is for a woman to spaz, know she spazzed because she was wrong, couldn't flip the situation, and then spin the block crying. What? You knew you were wrong. You couldn't flip the situation, so you gotta spin the block. Well, you just don't understand what I did in the 3rd grade with that popsicle. Girl, what that popsicle in the 3rd grade got to do what we doing right now? Right now. You ate that popsicle however you chose to in the 3rd grade. It ain't got nothing to do with me.
Nah, that's
We
true.
talking about why you was texting somebody else. And you ain't need, my problem is your mental health also makes you lie. Because most people,
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. Most definitely. They're
you don't have to lie to me about who you
lies.
talk to. Lil Durk
Exactly.
said, I don't care if you sleeping with, but I bought them titties. If I bought you, y'all don't care if you slept with, I bought you the titties. I just said where you was.
Right.
I'm just trying to come play with them. I paid for them,
Yeah.
right? You gotta,
But
it
you gotta
got,
understand that them not your titties though.
they not,
Not
they her
anymore.
titties.
Them
They
not,
not.
you,
Yeah,
them
you
not your
kinda-
titties.
They
bro.
not.
Gotta rule
I
them
got,
out.
what if I got the
Exactly.
receipt?
Exactly. No.
It's like a library book.
No.
You paid for them, but somebody else's name is written in there blank. They
Your
being
warranty
checked
is
out.
up now.
You gotta put that in your contract.
Is it your warranty?
Your
Yeah,
warranty
the warranty's
up now.
up.
You gotta have a lifetime
And then you may be
award.
able to
That's
sign them back out later.
Yeah,
Because
right.
somebody else got them signed out.
You
right
didn't
now.
want them.
But see, that's the
I'm
reason why I
just
try
inflated
not
like
to,
a balloon.
I try not to involve myself with as much stuff as I used to.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And the reason I say it is because we're talking about family and friends. You gotta understand something. I already deal with a lot of mental health issues already within my family in areas that is like, wow, I don't want to be always the one dependent upon no more. Like I used to enjoy that. I used to be, okay, I got it. I can do it. I'm the man. What you need? Hey, I'm coming. Now I'm to the point where it's like the phone rings, like, oh, why?
But see,
me?
that served you. See what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
That served the old you. We also have to understand what it is that we need, right?
Right.
Being needed served you. It's something that as you were evolving is no longer serving
But
you.
it's-
And that's okay.
But I think it's only because it's like I say, remember in family, you deal with so many mental health issues.
Yeah.
It's like you want to be there for those people pertaining, rather than those people that are coming in.
Mhm.
See, when you got somebody new coming in, it's like, yo, like you said, my plate's already full. Like
Stop.
I got to deal with my mother, my sister, my cousin, my brother. You know what I'm saying? I got to deal with my children. It's like we already know we got this list of people
This,
that we
this,
can't
this.
run away
My,
from. So
Yeah.
like,
my thing is like, how long do you deal with old problems? Like, cause I don't want mom and sister and brother, cousin, uncle, and auntie to be coming to me with some shit we've been dealing with for 20 years
Wow.
that you just refuse to.
but that-
But
that's
with
the thing.
family,
You know what I'm
but
saying?
in family, when do we
But that doesn't, just
when
because
do
your
we
family
cut it?
doesn't provide an obligation.
But
to
I'm
you.
saying, when do we cut it?
It
Like,
doesn't,
right?
yeah.
But when do we?
When you realize.
But it's a thing of extending grace to people
I
in their
agree.
struggle,
Yeah,
That too.
great.
loving people in their struggle, and then finding out what's the balance of tough love. Because when do you say, okay, I'm not dealing with this anymore?
Yeah,
you know,
that's
right?
right.
So because you know this person is struggling,
Essentially, you know, because just like a woman has her intuition,
right?
you know when it's too much. You know when it's you know, going overboard.
Okay.
So you know, you know.
Well, I'm gonna take it like this. Hey, we done had our segment on mental health issues, and of course, you know, it's something that we're gonna go ahead and continue to do. You know, what I'm saying is talk to you guys about. I mean, because there's so many different opinions.
It
You
is.
see what I'm saying? And there's so many different areas to where you can find that. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be the end of this segment. Once again, we thank you for tuning in. I'm your boy, the original John 20.
Candy K Land.
Jerry P.
And your boy Shout Town Shout.
Now y'all check us out on YouTube. Subscribe. All of our information for social media will be listed and located on the page. Go and join us. You know what I'm saying? Go see what Shout Time got going on. Go see what Jerry P got going on. Go see what Candy K Lane got going on. And always follow your boy, the original John 20, and at Hood Dreams Entertainment. All right?
Oh, I thought
Appreciate
she was
it.
having a heart attack. I was learning.